Hello, hi there, it's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly for joining along for another crazy live stream. Yes, this topic has been on my mind for a while because I'm trying to understand the fans, the audience, the writers, the developers, this whole interaction going on regarding Mortal Kombat 1 and Cyrax, Mania, these characters where there is a forced African narrative put into Mortal Kombat 1. It just raises questions for me because I'm trying to understand, why do people like it? Why do people not like it? I understand why I don't like it. But I think that there are just some elements of racism that is going on from both sides. It's kind of wild. But yes, we're going to be taking a deeper look at what is Umgadi. How does the Zaki factor into this modern form of white people who are progressive, who feel bad about their racism, then turning around and colonizing fictional African entities like the Zaki or Wakanda? It's so strange. And this has all been brought on by sort of investigation into what is Robin DiAngelo. I don't know if you're familiar with that name, but I've heard about this person, and I have heard a lot of people throw around this term, white fragility, especially with regards to descent, regarding Cyrax and Mania. So I'm trying to understand that better. I do not identify as white. So trying to understand, why are people saying this? What does it mean? How does this work? This is all very fascinating to me. So yes, we are going to be taking a look at some of the things that Robin DiAngelo is saying and how it pertains to the developers, because I think that they are a very huge portion of the kind of racism that we do get with Mortal Kombat 1. I don't know what else you call it. I don't know how else to call it anything else, because it is racist. When you think about it, that WBD really tries to push on this idea of authentic storytelling and inclusive productions. Whether or not this is warranted or needed, this is the corporate philosophy on DEI at Warner Brothers, and this bleeds into every single product that they have. Now, considering that they're trying to have an authentic storytelling and inclusive production, but like all of the people of the combat cast are white, but Dominic Cianciolo is white. When I say they, when the white people that are the developers of NRS are saying, oh, well, we have a super inclusive story where there's Asians and Africans, that's not true inclusion. That's performative. That's tokenizing people. So it's wild that people don't see it as racism when you get this fake African narrative put into the story. That's not actually honoring African people, especially when NRS can't even get their servers to work properly for African players. That's all virtue signaling. So that's so super concerning to me. But no one ever seems to focus on that. But yes, I have this highlighted here, which comes from the WBD's page on DEI, where they claim to have authentic storytelling, inclusive productions. Our content reflects our commitment to audience representation, and our productions promote access, equity, and safety for our employees, staff, and on and off camera talent. Now, this is a problem that's not only at NRS, but also within WB, where they self-identify through their own equity reports, because apparently that's something that companies have to do for investors. But according to their own reports, there is not equal representation of man and woman at senior leadership positions within the company. There's also a program to just sort of elevate, fast track women, non-binary, gender diverse leaders to senior leadership. That's all very, very, very curious. Regardless of whether or not they have talent, right, or the experience or the qualifications, they're pursuing that equity, which is one of their claims underneath DEI. But DEI has brought to us Mortal Kombat with this Cyrax, and I'm really so depressed about things that we have here, like this character bio, because this character bio is probably going to be the most narrative storytelling that we will get from the DLC. I find myself not remembering anything from the story mode of Mortal Kombat 1, but I do remember the crap that they put into the character bios. Something about it being in print form, black and white, that it's a little bit more memorable compared to the cutscenes, which are just so skippable. But here you've got Cyrax. So Cyrax was born into the Zaki, one of the Lin Kuei's many sub-clans. Of 4 generations, it has maintained a quiet presence in Niger's Air? Aller? I can't read that. Is that an A-I-R? Oh, that's like an I with an accent. I don't know what that means. What is that, an umlaut? I don't know how that changes the pronunciation. But in Niger's mountains. So this is the Zaki. I don't know if the Zaki existed in prior games. This is all very foreign to me because I don't care about the lore. Nor have I really played any of the other Mortal Kombat games where they are talking about Zaki? This is completely new to me. So maybe this is completely new to the game as well. But either way, this is a fictional African sub-clan. Definitely not one of the main offshoots, apparently, because it's African. Remember, this is created by white people. And the white people in charge of this feel like they themselves are racist. So they need to have some sort of equity, some sort of diversity in representation, so that they put in this African creature, Cyrax. So Cyrax is there, but Cyrax is unfortunately just a puppet for the white creators. Because you can keep it all within the context of the story. The storyline has the Zaki as being a sub-clan to Bihan, who is Asian, yes. But the real creator of all of this is DiAngelo, white man extraordinaire. So his leftist ideology of pursuing equity, having authentic storytelling, is racist. Because in no way is he actually Nigerian, that he can provide to us an authentic story from Nigeria. Or not Nigerian. We're looking for Niger. So is it, I don't know how you call people from Niger, versus Nigerian? Because Nigerian is for Nigeria. But Niger, that's different. Interesting. So yeah, I am very much fascinated by this because in the context of Mortal Kombat 1, if you say something about not liking the gender swap, not liking the racialized attributes of Cyrax, or what's the other one? Mania. There we go. Then, of course, you're some sort of, like, racist. But, like, if you're giving me Deadly Alliance Sub-Zero, that was a white man, but now he's Asian. Or if you're giving me Evil Raiden, that was a white man from MK11, now he's Asian. Wearing the white man's costume, that's Asian man doing white cosplay. Is that racist? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just genuinely curious. That's why I'm asking these questions. But I find it so fascinating that the more leftist group, they will see Cyrax and they will be satisfied and say, okay, we need this kind of story being told because this washes away our unconscious bias of racism. What? How does that work? Leftists, please explain that to me. But at the same time, like, there are people on the right that go so far into the racism aspect of it where they are just traditional racists, like thinking that everyone is black or something like that. I can't really formulate what Total MK was saying because I don't quite understand where he was coming out with Takeda, but I loved seeing the meme of Takeda wearing African kente cloth. That was fun. But yeah, like, what? I don't get it. There's so many things that I don't understand in this world because a lot of people just focus on race. And this is kind of like a newer topic for me because more of the time I am more so interested in gender studies. LOL. LGBT. I thought I knew the LGBT, but I didn't. So I love understanding more. But me, as somebody who does not identify as white, and no, I am not Rachel Dolezal. LOL. I love Rachel Dolezal, though. She is... She is much on OnlyFans. If you saw that video with Rachel Dolezal that I made, that was a good one. I won't ever forget that one. I hope you don't either. But yeah, it's just strange that people are like, okay, we wanted Mortal Kombat to be an Asian story, authentic Asian, so we got rid of Sub-Zero being white, Raiden being white, all of these people being white. We're gonna make them Asian. But when it comes to characters like Cyrax, like, this is a new era. Why couldn't she be Jamaican? Why couldn't she be Trini? Why couldn't she be from Antigua? Why couldn't she be from Curacao? Bonaire, Aruba. Give me some Caribbean flavor. Puerto Rico. Ooh, Puerto Rico would be such a great form of representation because guess what? There's lots of Puerto Ricans in America. And then maybe someone from Florida would buy the game. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how many people in Florida play the game. But yeah, I do know that there is a large Puerto Rican Latinx population there. So why not pander to something that's actually realistic? Because how many African people are there in America that they need to pander to? Like, they are not pandering to African people. They are pandering to privileged white people who feel racist and need to feel better about their unconscious biases. So wild. As a martial arts prodigy, Cyrax was the youngest Zaki to ever become an active Lin Kuei warrior. Someone who knows the lore, please tell me if Zaki is like some throwaway line from like MK Gold or something. Because I didn't play that one. I played MK1, MK2, MK3. I have MK4 on my computer. I haven't really played it a lot. I've played MK9, MKX, MK11. There's a lot of this stuff in the middle that I haven't played. So yeah, let me know. We'd love to play Deception. Because they're pretty in Deception. Not that a PlayStation 2 game looks prettier than the PS5. But yeah, such is the artistic prowess of NetherRealm Studios. So yeah, it's really quite curious to see this kind of like Africanization here. I know that the character apparently came from not Botswana, but Botswana with an M from the Midway era. But that was never a main feature of the character back then, and it was never put in our face with MK9. If it was, I did not notice it. But to overplay the Africanness is racist. It's tokenized. It's performative. And there's no other way around it. So I was doing some research into who was playing this Cyrax character. So we have here a tweet from Ice Cream on X confirmed. I'm not like, I don't know how much confirmed it is. Was this confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con? What was that at San Diego Comic-Con? Did they announce her as playing Cyrax? If so, this is very interesting because, well, I wish that they would have the actual panel. Someone should have recorded it, put it on YouTube so that I could watch it. And B, it's also very interesting because this woman is not from Nigeria. She is not born in Africa. She's born in Canada, just like me. I'm so confused because if we are trying to have, if we're going back to the WBDEI guidance, we're supposed to be pursuing authentic storytelling. So you're telling me that you couldn't find equity of outcomes for someone from Nigeria and lift them up, but instead you take someone who is Canadian and very well off, already established in the industry? What about this wanting to tell stories about young African Zaki? Why not take a young African Zaki-like creature from Africa as opposed to this old bitch from Canada? Ugh. Ugh. So here's the problem, my friends, is that everyone in the Hollywood business, it doesn't seem like they care about the job that they're doing, and they are riding the coattails of DEI because it's money, honey. That's what they're doing. If you hear interviews from last year's San Diego Comic-Con from Kelly Hu and Yuri Lowenthal, they have no idea about Mortal Kombat, nor do they care. I don't blame them. They're there for the money, honey. They're there to cash a check. That's what they want. And it's no different for this individual who is to be playing Cyrax. So I did some, like, snooping. I love to snoop. So I found this, like, podcast. I don't know why people are doing all of this podcast business. Did you know Dave used to have a podcast in 2008? It was about Gossip Girl. If you can find it, you'll be able to hear a very young Dave talk about Gossip Girl. But I don't even think I was much more reserved in terms of my, well, whatever. You could go find it yourself. You'll figure it out. But yeah, I am familiar with this individual who is to be playing Cyrax. According to Ice Cream, I still doubt it because I wasn't at San Diego Comic-Con to actually hear or see, but whatever. We'll say with 98% certainty that this is the actress to be playing the voice of Cyrax. She is Canadian, born and raised, and she has acted in many Canadian TV shows. She's also been on Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder, Rookie Blue, all sorts of things. Okay? So she's an actress. Considering that she's doing a voice role, it seems like a step down for her, and I wouldn't really be surprised if she was just there taking a check. Now, I have this particular part of this podcast highlighted for us because it's an interview between herself and, you know, we're talking about race. Is this black girl talking with this white girl about their jaded Hollywood experiences? Yes, of course, we got to keep it jaded. So let's hear them talk.
Whole other brains, another stamina, a physical stamina. And so it just kind of was like, oh yeah, this is hard work.
Yeah.
You know, just reminding
LOL at actors having hard work, having to remember lines.
We get lazy, right? We get complacent and lazy with the, oh, this is a scene and a half. I'm going to look at it on my way to set because it's really, right? But then you get like a 17-page scene that you're doing for class. And you're like, hold on a second. I have a journey.
Yeah.
And why can't I put that 17 pages into my 3 pages scene?
But sometimes that doesn't work either. Sometimes you can over, for myself anyway, like overworking.
Okay, so these bitches don't want to memorize 17 pages of lines. They want to put it into 3 pages of lines. This is curious because it's already pointing towards how much she doesn't want to be doing the work. Secondly, this is also part of the missing context here is that she is spouting that she has aspirations beyond just acting. She's writing, she's directing, producing. You can see here award-winning actor, director, producer Inuka Okuma. Yes. So she doesn't actually want to be just a voice actress. No. She wants to be more than that. And I think you get that from the kind of performance that she's giving with Cyrax from that trailer. There is... here we go. Yeah. So there is just so little inspiration in how she speaks. It's all very monotonous. Even in this little interview, she had more inflection in her tone. So why is the Nigerian accent so hard for her to do with the points of inflection? Speaking of, can you tell me, from the voices that we just heard, which one's the white one and which one's the African one? Please tell me. 19 of you here. Why? Go. It's Labor Day. Enjoy your holiday. If you don't want racial studies today, go somewhere else. Leave a like, leave a dislike, or get out. Or debate me. Tell me how I'm wrong. Because I would love to know. I seek to understand better always. So I would like to understand better. How is this not racist? How is it not performative? How is it not tokenizing African voices, legitimate African voices, by having this Canadian person put on a Nigerian affectation and then playing so poorly this Cyrax role?
Where are you?
Where are you? It's so manly. And what bothers me is that it's this guy who's directing this girl to talk like so fake Nigerian, so devoid of emotion. I'm so confused. I hate this game. I hate these developers. And to an extent, you know, you can blame the actresses or the actors for doing a poor performance, but you gotta blame the person who's in charge. The racist in charge. It's Dominic. That's who we gotta blame. All right. Kyle, you can certainly tell it's fake. Haha. I mean, like, even if I never played this podcast, you would know that the accent is fake. Because that's not how Inuka Okuma talks. Maybe that's how her mom talks when she got hit in the head. And she had, like, partially brain damage or something. Maybe that's how her mom spoke after getting hit in the head. But that's not a legitimate Nigerian accent. Now, I could try and give you, like, I can talk to you like how I talk to my mom, because I do talk differently when I'm talking with my mom. But I'm not going to say that's, like, a legitimate Caribbean accent, because I've been living here in Canada. Like, my accent is Canadian. Yeah. I highly recommend MK Trilogy. Cool. I have MK 1, 2, and 3 on my computer. I can't take her seriously, nor should you, because it's fully performative. And unfortunately, like, the leftists are going to say that you have white fragility or whatever, or you're racist or some bullshit. But, like, at the end of the day, these people are so bankrupt of creativity and imagination that they can't give us a good performance. It's obviously fake. And it just kind of hurts the actual Africans, the actual African story that we are missing out on. Now, I'm making this video September 2nd before we've actually gotten the Sectoria gameplay, so we don't know how Sectoria is going to factor into this, but based on the trailer that I've seen, it seems like Cyrax is, like, main character, something to be praised over Sectoria, who is just, like, old and conservative, and it's this, yes, young firecracker, Cyraxy, that we should be pinning our hopes and dreams on. No thanks. Not Freud. Hello. Oh, hey, Not Freud. Love you, brother. Hello, Sean. Treasy. Thank you, my friends, for joining. Leave a like or get out. Let me ask you something. Are you guys familiar with this concept of white fragility? Now, I think it's important to understand what exactly it is. So I do have a little clippy here from the creator of the term, which is ironic because it's made by a white person to describe white people. Self-hating white person. Yay. How white fragility reinforces racism. So I'm kind of still trying to comprehend what all of this means. So let's hear her explain it.
Is the defensiveness, the argument. White fragility is the defensiveness, the argumentation, the hurt feelings, the withdrawal that often erupts whenever white people are challenged on their racial worldviews.
You know what? This is a color-free zone here. Stanley, I don't look at you as another race.
Why are they putting The Office in here? Are they trying to call The Office racist? Are they saying that Michael is a fragile white person? He's so dumb. He's funny, though. He's not I never thought of Michael Scott as racist, but I think Robin DiAngelo does.
See, this is what I'm talking about. We don't have to pretend that we're colorblind.
Exactly.
That's fighting ignorance with more ignorance.
Poor Michael.
The fragility part is meant to capture how little it takes to cause white people to erupt in defensiveness. But the impact of that defensiveness, however, is not fragile at all. It functions as a kind of everyday white racial control by making it so difficult for people to challenge us on our unaware assumptions and biases that most of the time they don't.
See, like, this is a problem, though, because this is sort of giving ammunition for more hate to be fueled in the future. We should be like in a I love Michael's idea, a colorblind society. We're just all colorblind. But like, yeah, we should be in a post-colonialized world, globalized world. post-racism. But instead, this kind of focus on words like white fragility breeds more racism. Because now, instead of the traditional form of racism where there's apartheid, segregation, lynchings, now it's turning into a general distrust and hate of white people. Even within the white people themselves, they must have to find some way of rooting out their own unconscious biases, and they need to be called out on it. Like, this is setting up more confrontations rather than less. So it's wild that in the context of Mortal Kombat 1, when people talk about things like race swaps or gender swaps, that the phrase is white fragility being thrown around. But it's really just more racism. It's fighting racism with racism. As that dude from The Office said, it's fighting ignorance with more ignorance. And I feel like it's not adequately allowing proper critique of the quote-unquote art of the video game. Because rest assured that this media of video games will last, will persist. And we will look back on this and we will say, why is it so racist? And well, we can thank this person for making it so. But unfortunately, when you do call out things like the forced inclusion, the quote-unquote authentic storytelling that's actually not authentic at all, because we've got some fake accents, fake inclusion. Since we got all of this, you're going to get labeled all sorts of racist and transphobe or whatever. It's such bullshit. So yeah, like I struggle to still understand white fragility, so let's continue.
And so it functions to keep everybody in their place and protect the racial hierarchy.
No, I'm not a racist. I am the least racist person you have ever interviewed.
Okay, so I see that Robin DiAngelo kind of goes hand in hand with leftists and anti-Trump. This whole entire term, white fragility, also seems to be like a zeitgeist kind of thing, meant to target Trump. I have to laugh saying it because it sounds so stupid. But I'm trying to understand it. It's so silly.
That I can tell you.
Some defensiveness is natural. It's a natural part of the process. The key is that you must move through that defensiveness. It's defensiveness that functions to...
So as a white person talking about the fragility of white people, I feel that she must be coming from a place of personal experience, whereby she really understands what it means to be racist. Because she is also racist. And I think if you subscribe to this really kind of left-wing ideology that all white people are racist, then yes, you are going to be more prone on, as a white person, calling other white people fragile or snowflake or etc. Some crazy dialogues going on here. But we did talk so I did make a previous video that got copyrighted. And it can no longer be seen. I need to figure out how to edit it. And once I do, I will be able to put it back up. But we talked about nice racism and how this white lady said that she's a nice racist. And I also didn't understand what that was. I think I understand better that white fragility seems to be a product of the time, meant to target conservatives, Trump supporters, people who are anti-DEI. It seems like that's supposed to be the blanket term. But what really got me thinking was the fact that she's made a new book here called... Oh, I wish I had a picture of it. Let's get the picture of it. Nice Racism. I think I might actually buy the book. I'm so fascinated by this. I see like it's taking me straight to Amazon. It's like, go buy it. It's on sale. Only 5 left in stock. Okay, maybe I will buy it. This sounds very fascinating because this describes Dominic so well. How progressive white people perpetuate racial harm. Right? Isn't that what all of this focus on race is doing? So the title has me immediately interested. So I have here a review about this book, and she did claim to be a nice racist. So it's coming from a personal place, but it seems to be exposing herself as well as other white progressives for being equally racist as those who wear the cloths over their head and burn crosses. The white cloths with just the little eye holes. You know that outfit? It's not a ghost outfit. It's like anyways. So it goes like this. So the author's style is to combine typically condescending accounts of her own encounters with white progressives, often while in the role of trainer and facilitator of anti-racist workshops across the U.S., with analytical exposition. So this is coming from her own experience working with other leftists in America. That's wild. Throughout the book, she assumes the role of an omniscient narrator of anti-racist truth, which grates. I love that the reviewer is also putting in their opinion with these words, because you can tell that the reviewer is not liking the book by saying that the tone of the book is condescending as well as grating. I'm so fascinated. I really want to read this book. 1/3 of Nice Racism is devoted to a single chapter, The Moves of White Progressives, in which DiAngelo calls time on seeking absolution, the need to be radically forgiven, expecting BIPOC people to teach us about racism. I'm sorry, I can't even read this stuff without laughing. You mean the white people were expecting black, indigenous, and people of color? Oh, see, I thought BIPOC was bisexual people of color. I didn't know it was black, indigenous. Okay, I'm learning. And people of color, people to teach us about race. What? Some entitlement. And lecturing BIPOC people on the answer to racism. Yeah, like, I love it when white people tell me I'm racist. Because, like, I thought according to the leftist ideology, all the white people are racist. Anyways, all of these, she argues, serves as a way of displacing the burden of responsibility for tackling racism onto the victim, not the perpetrator. Huh? So it continues. In the passage that follows, she recognizes her error, but then responds in a way that sits squarely within the playbook of white moves. She has been at pains to denounce. I felt like a fraud, she writes, exposed and chagrined at how disrespectfully I had treated the group and the leaders. A few hours later, I was immobilized with shame, wanting to go home and never talk about race again. But hiding in my house and remaining silent about racism for the rest of my life was not an option. So what you're hearing here is that the author, this really progressive white person, knows that she's racist, feels like she has disrespected people by being racist, and felt like a fake because she's racist. Like, this woman has no credibility. How do you... I just don't understand. See, the contradictions here is just so wild, and I feel like you can see it within Dominic and the forms of stories that we're getting here. We're getting a white man telling us authentic Chinese stories in the form of Liu Kang, or authentic Indonesian representation in the form of Trashra. Is she supposed to be Indonesian? I kind of hope she was, but, you know, if she was, she would be Muslim. Salam alaikum. But it's not authentic. There's a lot of things that are not authentic. Ooh, imagine if Trasher had like Jinn kind of like demonology. That would have been cooler. Instead, they give her a very kind of like Christian, Jewish angel kind of like wings. Ugh. Ugh. Missed opportunities, missed potentials. But it's this white man who is very progressive, and you know, I don't want to like have to like educate all the time on Dominic DiAngelo. You can just look at his Twitter. You can see that he is very extremist in his support for Kamala Harris, in his wants to have. What is this? What is this? So they took the actresses who do the voices for these characters and made them do a pose. First off, I'm going to say this one doesn't look as Asian as this one. It looks like she was whitewashed for this. Look at the nose. It's different. These are white men making Asian people look more white. Is that not racist? Okay, and then they take this dark, beautiful black woman, they lighten her up. Everything gets whitewashed. That's racist. So yeah, I mean, like, you can see Dominic DiAngelo just posting about how much he hates Trump, how much he loves trans, he wants to give the children trans operations, because apparently that's what leftists want. Like, it's wild. So you have this nice racist who is perpetuating more racialized harm in the fake stories he's telling with Zaki, Umgadi. You know, we didn't really touch on Umgadi here, and this is kind of my fault. Should have brought this up sooner. But not only do we have Zaki, we've got Umgadi. And from my point of view, being someone who doesn't care or know that much about the lore, there are two new African tribes. There is the Umgadi, who are virginal, pious, and they make commitments to their service. So they're servants / slaves to the royalty. New forms of colonialism brought on with the Umgadi. Same thing goes for Cyrax. Here you have a sub-clan serving to, I guess, the Asian greater, Lin Kuei. Okay, makes sense. Got it. So we've got this white man making not strong, independent African groups, but rather servants and sub-clans to higher authorities. Makes sense, right? So we must celebrate MK1 for having authentic storytelling, being, you know, intentionally inclusive, pursuing equity, but at the same time, it's racist as fuck. When are we going to look at it? When are we going to get woke? That's why I believe claim that word back from the leftists. Get woke. People need to get woke. But at the same time, people don't need to be actually racist. When you hear people like Fate or people like Total MK saying that Takeda is black or not understanding what African American is, or Fate, who loves to say that the N-word was meant for the Irish. Like, a lot of people are stupid and racist on both sides, whether they be rightists or leftists. I don't know what the proper words are. Here in Canada, it's liberal and conservatives. Those are what we got. The liberals and the conservatives. In America, you've got your Democrats versus the Republicans. It's just unfortunate, because we're living in this age where everything is hyper politicized and hyper racialized, and all it's doing is creating more division, more dissent, which is so sad. So sad that we're living in this day and age. I see that there's 20 of you here. 6 of you haven't done your work. leave a like or get out. Or tell me how you disagree. If you are willing to have an intelligent conversation, let's have it. But if you're going to be a blind fanboy who's going to not pre-order Chaos Reigns, but then purchase all of the skins individually later, just so that you can give WB more money, no, don't talk to me. You might be missing a clue. You might be missing a prayer, a thought, a hope. I don't know. You might be missing a lot. Might be missing a lot of money too. Right now I'm shilling for brand new upcoming game Black Ops 6. Right now I'm enjoying the beta, and MK1 is the last thing on my mind at the moment. Oh my word. That's so nice. I wish I was in the same like boat. But tomorrow there's going to be another stupid skin to get from Weekly Quest. So I'm gonna, yeah, I'm playing it. I'm thinking about it. It's crap. And plus, I really wanted to get these ideas that I've had in my head just vocalized and out there. Because my opinions, like everyone, will change over time based on new information. And I am not hopeful, but I would like to see what is being brought to us in terms of Sectoria, how that's going to be changing the dynamic of what we have learned about Cyrax. Is it really Cyrax the main character of the DLC? Think about this. The protagonist of MK11 was Liu Kang. The protagonist of MK1 was that same Liu Kang. The protagonist of the DLC is Cyrax. What? What? How does that work? Yeah, that's what I'm wanting to understand. That's how it feels just from watching that trailer. Which is also wild, because, like, Havoc, Havoc is obviously antagonist, but really? Cyrax? Everyone's got to bow down to Cyrax because she's a fake African? Great. Okay, so it's the Swidge, not leftists? I don't know. I feel like if you are listening to what Kamala Harris says and you hear what they're saying where they want to allow these kinds of transitions to happen at younger and younger ages, have they never heard of a phase? I went through phases. I'm sure we all did growing up. Could you imagine if that phase you went through left you chemically sterilized? Or left you with a really short wiener? Because, that would be so sad. I may not identify as white, but I know that at least 12 inches of me is black. Great. Though they made Xiao more of a demon than Trashra. I feel like wherever they have white people in Mortal Kombat 1, it's usually in a negative light. You're going to have Johnny as some vain narcissist who makes terrible jokes. Or you're going to have Natara, who's just... need I say more? Or you have Shao Kahn, who's white devil. He literally looks like a demon. Or you have Reptile, who is like the Rent-A-Boy with all of the... with the Mpox, the high five, the COVID. He's got the triple threats. Yeah, no. Oh, also he was a slave. Great. He looks more suited to write The Bold and the Beautiful. Guys, where's Duan? Duan, are you here? Duan, where are you? Duan, come back. Duan. So, I've been watching General Hospital. Oh my god. It's not the best, because they are working with under budget. There's, no budget. I wish there was more budget. But I haven't seen General Hospital in, more than a decade. So glad to see some of the same characters I remember from so long ago. But like the storytelling of soap operas is way better than Mortal Kombat 1. Unfortunately, Mortal Kombat's one anything written by Dominic DiAngelo, it's more so praised not for good storytelling or good narration or good dialogue. It's praised for cinematic cutscenes, creating a mood, creating a vibe, as the Gen Alpha would say. It's all about the vibes. So, no, he doesn't actually provide story with substance. He provides story with style, unfortunately. Did you know that the ghost costume is still used in Spain for Catholic celebrations? Ah, it is amazing. Oh, I didn't know. That's nice. that's very nice. Rocky, just chiming in to help support the algorithm. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, thank you, Rocky. Yeah, leave likes. Likes are the lifeblood currency of the YouTube. I need the likes. Or dislikes. That's also good. But yes, thank you. Much appreciated. I feel like, unfortunately, yeah, like, feet. Huge form of misinformation, and I can see from people's comments who's been watching feet and who hasn't. So that's really off-putting, and that was something from MK11 that I hated as well. I could see from certain comments who was watching the misinformation about augments, because there was an individual who was spreading misinformation about augments back in MK11. But yeah, I just hate the misinformation. Please. She's got mean, beady eyes, a hard face like Li Mei. Oh no, she ain't fragile. She a stone cold sociopath. Oh no. Yes. Judging people from their character than how they look is just race grifting. Yes, I agree. So many good female Mortal Kombat characters, and so many that could have gotten a good reimagining, like Kira, to make her more unique from Kano, since she was basically an echo fighter from, there's so much missed opportunities when it comes to Mortal Kombat 1. What about Reiko? Reiko's also white. He's also bad. He's also one of the villains of the story. So yeah, I mean, they really do portray white people in a negative light, and that's because this nice racist sees other white people as racists. But he's nicer because he's progressive and has fake African accents in his game. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. Lovely. Alright, so yeah, this is such a fascinating topic for me. I find it very fascinating, although it is one of the things that I kind of like not want to talk about on YouTube, because like I feel like you can tell from my voice that I'm part of the LGBT, but you can't tell from my voice that I'm not white. So like I don't want people to like start be thinking that like, ooh, I'm some sort of like really terrible right-wing extremist neo-Nazi neocon, because that's fate, not me. That's fate, not me. So like I need to like, yeah, I need to differentiate myself here. But yes, if you do like this, please do consider supporting the channel. I would not be here were it not for the kind support of my brothers and sisters. They really do make a world of difference in my life. And I hope that I do for them as well. I make lots of secret videos, lots of glitches. We have a lovely community. Albeit, you know, we haven't really done a King of the Hill recently. I am planning one for September. I will be putting out a communications about it. It may also be a / podcast, because I'm not a biologist and neither are you, but we can talk about these things together. So yes, that would be fun. I mean, like, that's what we already do during our King of the Hills. So yeah, it would be nice. Join the fam. You also get a sing song for your birthday. Or whatever. Do whatever. I don't care. You want to spend your money on purchasing all of the microtransactions of MK1? Go ahead. I don't care. But yes, much love to all of my brothers and sisters, including not Freud. OMG. Love you. Sam. Samantha. Can I call you Samantha? Do you know Samantha Fox? I can't even type Samantha. That's what I think of when I hear Sam. Or Sam from General Hospital. That's not that's Samantha Fox now? I didn't know what she looks like. I didn't know that's what she looks like now. She still got the hair. She still got the hair. Good for her. She used to pose topless for what was it? The Mirror? Some UK paper. She used to pose topless. I love Samantha Fox. Used to sing her all the time when I was young. Touch me, I wanna feel your body, your heartbeat next to mine. Touch me now. Okay, oh my word. Oh my word. I didn't know that's what you meant, Andrew One-Ups. No, I disagree. I disagree with that sentiment, my friend. Please. Oh no, I'm at the wind. Oh, I'm at the end. Oh no. I only know Samantha Maxey's. Oh. Maxey's. Yes. She looks like 2012 Christina Aguilera. Yeah, well, maybe. She used to wear in that music video from that song, she had mom jeans, but like the butt was ripped out. So it's like fuck. Samantha, she was a big page 3 model. I love that song. Me too. I got drunk and danced a lot to that song as well. She came to Montreal for Pride. Montreal Pride is in August, not June. That's about it that I know about Montreal Pride. You know, I've never been to a Pride, nor do I want to. I feel like I could get some contact, inhale some bad air, get some STI or something. So, like, I don't want to go. But yeah, lovely. Fun times. Anyways, leave a like, leave a dislike, or get out. Live stream's over. Hopefully you had some fun with me. Hopefully you're having a lovely Labor Day for my Canadian and American friends. Is it Labor Day in America? I think it is. Yeah. It's Labor Day here too in Canada. I know that this fool ain't laboring at all on NRS, on MK1, but hopefully you're enjoying the break today. But until next time, I'm praying for all of you to just stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Inhale some poppers. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.